this video. Thanks for tuning into my channel. My name's Simon Hill, Black American from Louisiana, coming to you live from Budapest, Hungary. Today is April 22nd, and I'm going live for the second time today, covering this story that I found very interesting on the New York Times. Check out the title. After months of cocaine washing ashore, Australian police make an arrest. Drug parcels kept showing up on beaches along Australia's shoreline. Now the police say they have found the man behind the botched shipment. Now, I want to know. I thought El Chapo was in jail. And Australia is very, very far away from Colombia, Peru, Ecuador, all the places where Aina comes from. So I did not know that Australians were tooting up like this. So there's a lot of interesting information in this article. It's very short, and I'm going to be reading it for y'all. So this was written by Yan Zhuhong, published on April 18th, 2024 for the New York Times. Here's a picture right here. The police said that they collected about 560 pounds of cocaine that washed ashore over several months in Australia. Now, whoever the mule is, whoever's the runner out here who is botching these shipments, who is making sure the pack is not getting through, boy, your head is on a platter, probably. The cartel do not play about missing packs. Anyway, continuing here. So it started with one package, plastic wrapped and barnacle encrusted, discovered on a secluded beach in New South Wales, Australia, one balmy evening in December. Inside were 39 sealed packages, each containing about 2 pounds of cocaine, according to the police. Then, within days, 9 more packages were found across 8 beaches and bays, spanning a 60-mile stretch of coastline between Sydney and Newcastle. And more kept washing ashore in the following weeks and months. By mid-April, the police had collected about 560 pounds of cocaine. 560 pounds of cocaine just kept washing ashore. See, Australia is the land of dreams. You can move to this country with $1 and some hope. And one day, if you just work hard enough, and if you're lucky enough, you're strolling along the beach, you might find the plug. The plug might just come and bless you with a whole pack of cocaine. Absolutely insane. Some were small individual blocks. Others came in large bundles. In one instance, a lifeguard plucked a 2-pound block out of the water off Bondi Beach in Sydney. In another, a fisherman found a blue barrel containing 39 2-pound blocks. How many blocks were found? How many packages were found? How many bricks were found that were not reported? How many people ran off on the plug? How many people saw a blessing? How many people did not look the gift horse in the mouth and actually came up on something? Now, don't do drugs, kids. I am not supporting drug pushing, drug trafficking. None of that is okay. But I'm just saying, if somebody did run off with it, and make a few plays, I could understand. Anyway, the question on everyone's minds, where had they come from? On Thursday, the police announced a breakthrough in the case. The Australian Federal Police said at a news conference that they had arrested a 36-year-old Queensland man whom they accused of being the ringleader of an organized crime network that had tried to smuggle the cocaine into the country. The police said they believed the man had coordinated a shipment of 900 kilograms, or about 1,980 pounds, of cocaine to be smuggled into the country via a ship in November last year, said Superintendent Adrian Teller of the AFP. I guess Australian, finance police force, because everybody in Australia is pretty hot, so they say. The drugs were dropped into the ocean near Brisbane, Queensland, in northeast Australia, he said, but the smugglers then could not retrieve them. At the time, we believe these drugs were offloaded into the ocean, quote unquote, Superintendent Telfar said. There were very adverse weather conditions, and we believe they were a significant factor in why they couldn't recover these drugs. The man whom the police have not named was also responsible for organizing the import of about 1,230 pounds of cocaine into a remote town in Western Australia last year, the police said. Now, for any of the people in Australia or anywhere around the world who say stuff like the immigrants are bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're the people who are flooding our cities with these dangerous narcotics. This was a Queensland native, and I would bet my last dollar, which is in my bank account, my few pennies that I keep scrambled together in my checking account, that this man was a typical white Aussie, right? No different than anybody else you would see walking around Brisbane or something like that. So for any people who like to say the immigrants are the reason our cities are falling apart, trust me, trust and believe. The people that are moving the dope, moving it around your city, they are not Pablo, Eduardo, they're John, Daniel, and Connor. Continuing here. In that case, the police said the cocaine was dropped overboard from a bulk cargo carrier, then collected out of the ocean and brought offshore. The police say he used the pseudonyms quote unquote wanted and John Dillinger after the Depression era American bank robber on encrypted platforms on which he contracted out drug pickup jobs. Yeah, that's a white guy. No Latin American guy, no Chinese guy, no Indian guy is calling himself John Dillinger. John Dillinger, come on. That's the most waspiest name you could ever pick. The man has been charged with drug importation, drug trafficking, and other offenses, and was due to appear in court in Brisbane on Thursday, the police said. By some metrics, Australia is the biggest consumer of cocaine worldwide. Did you know that? I thought America would be. I thought the United States, I thought we like to toot our nose up. I thought we were the reason the Latin American countries are so destabilized because the drug cartels basically run the country, like in Ecuador, where they assassinated political leaders and where they took over a TV news station and held the reporters hostage, or like in Mexico, where basically the cartels and the government are one. I really thought it was us. I am really disappointed as an American to see that we are not number one this time. How are the Australians beating us in our own game, which is getting tooted and booted? How? Now, we need to step our game up, America. We need to step our game up. We need to get our spoons. We need to roll up those dollar bills and get to snorting, for real. By some metrics, Australia is the biggest consumer of cocaine worldwide. A report by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development in 2023 found that more than 4% of Australian adults reported using the substance over the past year, while the next three countries, Britain, Spain, and Austria, came in at under 3%. I can't believe it. I really thought America was number one in the cocaine consuming business. Wow. Britain. So, number one, Australia, two, Britain, three, Spain, then Austria. I really thought America was number one. I learned something new today. Absolutely astounding to see. While the police believe they have the source of the drugs, residents in Sydney may not have seen the last of the cocaine on their beaches. Obviously, doing the maths. I hate the word maths. I hate how in British English they say maths. What's your favorite subject in school? Maths. That's so hard to say. The thought with the so hard to say. I teach all my students whenever I'm teaching English, math. I like math, or I do math. Don't do the maths. What the hell? Obviously, doing the maths, Superintendent Telfer said, we believe there is more out there. Best believe there's more out there. Absolutely insane that all this dope can just flood on shore like this. Y'all doing a sloppy job on the trafficking, man. But at least you're not doing it the way y'all used to do it. Strapping it to the girls' girdles, making them try to go through security checks. They got the dogs now. Y'all can't be doing the moving dope like it's the 70s now, so y'all got to find new exclusive ways. I heard they're even putting it in the blue jeans or stuffing it in the bananas and stuff like that. So y'all better find better ways of keeping your dope on check. As far as drug legalization, because this is what it all comes down to, right? Because this is all unnecessary. People will continue to consume hard narcotics, cocaine, marijuana, heroin, whatever you want to call it, right? People will continue to consume them. We might as well make it legal. We might as well make it safer for people. We might as well collect tax revenue from it. I don't see the purpose of continuing this war on drugs where so many people have their lives ruined because they're taking bad drugs that gets them killed because they overdose, and so many people get sucked up into the lifestyle of illegal criminal activity, and then they go to jail forever, or then they die in shootouts or gang violence and that sort of stuff. We don't need any more of that. Let's have reformed drug policies throughout the Western world. Let's stop the exploitation of Latin America and the third world, where so many of these drugs come from and where so many people have their lives ruined in those countries where cocaine and marijuana and heroin, all of these are produced. Let's actually have sensible drug policy. And please, wrap your packages tight, man. If you're going to ship it, make sure it's equipped. Make sure it's equipped. Anyway, my name is Simon Hill. Hope you enjoyed this video. More live streams coming soon. If you don't want to be annoyed by the notifications, just turn the notifications off, but stay subscribed. Hit the like, comment. What do you think about all the dope on the Australian beaches? Peace.